Alright, so I just went out and bought a couple of Trans Ams now that the Corvette's finished. I need something to do. The one under the cover is a 5-liter T-top car, and this is a 5.7 GTA car. The GTA car doesn't run. I diagnosed it with no spark. So the first thing we're going to do is put the timing up on top dead center compression. So there's our marks. I'm also going to move the mark a little bit towards 8 degrees of top dead center, because that's really where I'm going to put a timing to. And then we're going to go ahead and rotate the distributor exactly where I want it. Once I get where I want it, then I'm going to go ahead and put a mark right where that rotor is. So when I drop it back down, we're good. That's the hold down bolt for the distributor, and that was the EGR solenoid right beside it. So I took both of them out so I could get that distributor out of the way. So now we got that all out. Next thing we can do is go ahead and rebuild this distributor. Now you'll notice that if you point the rotor towards you, then you will have 2 dimples, one where the pin goes through and one that has a dimple lower. If you turn the rotor 180 degrees from that, there's no dimple on the back side. So that's how you make sure that you put the gear right. See, there's no dimple over there. That shows the back of the rotor. So next thing we're going to do is pull out the module. Now this thing was no good. It's cheap Chinese module. I pulled that out, and then I found this pickup coil that's all boogered up. So we're going to rebuild the whole distributor. So the first thing we're going to do is knock this pin through so we can get that shaft out. So we'll give this a couple of hits. We'll knock that pin down through there. Once we get the pin out, then we can go ahead and rotate the shaft and get that out. And make sure you don't drive the pin right into the ground or your workbench. So once you get it close, just knock the pin into your hand, slide that out. Now there's going to be 2 pieces under here. The first one's a washer that goes right on the gear, and the second one's like a washer with ears. And the one with ears goes facing up into the distributor housing. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull that shaft out. It's very tight in there. You want it to stay a little bit tight so you don't have an oil problem later. But we'll clean it up just a little bit and get it ready to go back in there. Make sure there's no rust. Next thing we're going to do is pull this washer off. Okay, that's what's holding down that cover. Look at your cover. Make sure you know where that X is actually located. I'm not sure it really makes a big deal, but I like to put things back where I found them. So we're going to get in there with a pick and then a pair of wire cut or needle nose, and we're going to pull that thing off. Okay? Once we get that to pop out of its groove, then we can get this cap off. Okay? So now we pull the cap out of there, and there's our pickup coil. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and pull that pickup coil. You can see how rusty and nasty it is down inside there. Notice that little hole right there. So that hole lines up to this pin on the pickup coil. Also notice how nasty that pickup coil is. So we're going to go ahead and replace that with these parts here. I'm putting in a Philco pickup coil, and then we're going to put in a Pectronics flamethrower module and coil. So once again, I'm lining the hole up with the pin, and we're just going to drop the pickup coil down into the hole. Make sure that it's lined up correctly. Right? So now that I've got it lined up, it drops down enough that we're going to be able to get a new washer on it. So we'll put the locking plate back on. We'll put that on in the same position we took it off. Now the pickup coils, they come with a new washer, so we're going to go ahead and put that down. There's 2 ears that fall into this groove down there, so we're going to lock that into the groove. We'll get that down there. There's the Pectronic stuffs for the flamethrower module and the flamethrower coil that I bought. Right? So the first thing you're going to do is put some dielectric grease on the back of that. What that does is it keeps it cool. That's a heat sink. That metal top piece lays on the distributor. That metal housing absorbs the heat. When that stuff dries out, then all of a sudden your module starts acting up. Now, I didn't think they came with enough grease, so I went ahead and added some more grease. I'm going to go ahead and put that flamethrower module in place. There's 2 alignment pins on that as well as the screws. So we'll get that to line up on the pins, and we'll start the screws. Right? So we'll get those screws in there. So now we got a new pickup coil, new ignition module. We should be good to go. That's a 5.5 is what I was trying to show you right there. 5.5 millimeter. So we're going to put the cap on, make sure that that fits correctly. And it should, because you have alignment pins and the screws. So as long as you get that right, you're good. Next thing we're going to do is put that shaft down in there. Put just a little bit of lubricant on it to try to make it spin in there freely, but you don't want it loose because you don't want oil coming up the shaft and getting all the inside of the cap wet. Now we're going to put that washer back on. That's the one with ears, and the ears go up into the housing. Then the flat washer. And we'll go ahead and put the gear on. Remember, we want the one with the lower dimple to face towards where the mark is on the rotor. Right? So we'll get that lined up, and then we'll just go ahead and drive that pin back in. Right? So we'll get the pin close. Once I get the pin close, I'm going to use a brass drift, and I'm going to knock it the rest of the way in so I don't hurt that gear. So now we're all back together. Everything's good. Put our rotor back on. Once again, dimple to dimple. Now I told you I'm putting a flamethrower coil on. So what I'm doing here is cutting the rivets out of the old coil so I can grab the brackets. So you cut the rivets out of both sides of the coil, and that bracket is actually 2 pieces. So once we get that cut out, then we'll just knock them down just a little bit, and that'll allow us to have that bracket. Now the new coil, that came with bolts, so we don't have to worry about that. Right, here it is all bolted together. I painted it up a little bit and then scratched the paint off, so I made sure I had a good ground. Now we'll go ahead and put the distributor back in. First thing we're going to do is put the hold down bolt in and screw that down. You screw it about halfway down. It makes it way easier to put this bolt in right now before you drop the distributor in. So we'll get that screw about halfway down, and then we'll slide the distributor hold down back. You can see how it has an ear on it that allows it to move forward and back. Next thing we'll do is we're going to drop that down. And once again, I've already put the distributor where I wanted it before I took it apart. And now I'm just making sure the lines mark up, and I'm sure that I can get the distributor moved in both directions. Here we are with the cap and rotor back together, and we're done. All right, have a great day.